All right, welcome everybody. It is, I don't even know the date, April 3rd, 14th, 2022, and it's the month after BOGO week, one of the best times of the year in doTERRA. So we have a few BOGOs a year and it's always so much fun. And hopefully you're here because you snagged that box last month. And if you're watching the recording, welcome as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the BOGO box from last month because it was incredible. And I want everyone here to know what to do with them. I know there are like some common uses for a lot of them, and hopefully you can take something away and put them to use, right? The last thing we want is people to get all of these oils and then not know how to use them and have them to just collect dust, right? Our oils should not be dust collectors. They are powerful tools and we should be using them every day in our home. A little bit about me is my name is Sylvia. I am a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for about 17 years. The last 10 years of my career, I spent in critical care, and I left the bedside about a year and a half ago. And it's because I have three little ones, ages 10, almost 9, and 5.5. And I wanted to be more present in their lives. And I didn't want to work nights and weekends and holidays and miss important things with them. And so what I do now is I teach people how to use essential oils full time. I'm an essential oil specialist. I'm also a platinum leader in doTERRA. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. So first, if you haven't seen this yet, this is doTERRA's wellness pyramid. And the kind of like the overall theme of the BOGO box was life in color, right? And so, sorry, I need to move something on my screen because I can't see my notes. There we go. Is life in color. So in this class, we're going to look at products that offer foundational support on our wellness journey. And many of the products are some of doTERRA's like best sellers, but a few of them are some of lesser known treasures. So if you look at doTERRA's wellness pyramid, you'll see that eating right and exercise is at the very bottom of the pyramid. There is nothing that can replace eating right and exercising, and then of course getting enough sleep as well. So you can't be fully well and healthy without these things. They're absolutely essential. So I'm going to say a few times in this class, so get ready to hear that same thing again later on, okay? So with that essential oil info in mind, let's talk about some simple, pure, natural solutions that can help you along your wellness journey. So this first one, let's talk about breathing. This is our Breathe respiratory blend oil. We breathe every single day, right? Constant in and out without even thinking about it. At least that's how it works most of the time. So in the colder months particular, you'll find that sometimes you'll struggle, or maybe you have children and they can struggle. This Breathe Touch is an amazing tool to use. And even now, as the weather is warming up a little bit and we're having some seasonal changes, maybe some of you, let me just mute that, are noticing some seasonal changes. This Breathe Touch is going to come in clutch. So it is a blend of laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, ravensara, essential oils. And so what Breathe does is it helps maintain clear airways and easy breathing. I love having this handy. I actually have a gal who's an awesome customer of mine, and she is an ultra marathon runner, and she carries this Breathe Touch in her bra, and because she does like these 50-mile hikes and not hikes, runs like through the Alps, and just they're like ultra marathon runners. So she does like multiple day runs. It's kind of crazy, but this Breathe Touch is what she carries within her bra. And whenever she feels like she's having a harder time breathing, a harder time catching her breath, she'll pull it out, rub it on her chest, rub it in her hands, breathe it in, and that's what you can do as well. Some people use this oil for anxious feelings. It's their go-to oils because you kind of get into this like cycle of having a hard time breathing, feeling more anxious because you can't breathe, and then you potentiate that cycle. So just even that movement, that motion of putting the oil on, stopping, relaxing for a minute, and taking some nice and inhaling some nice deep breaths is going to really help calm those anxious feelings. So that's a little, you know, multi-use of these special oils, right? So anytime you're feeling stuffy, congested, you can apply right over the sinuses. I was actually using, when I first started using essential oils, I really struggled with sinus issues, and Breathe was my go-to oil that I would use. And I would use it directly onto over my sinuses. And I did that every day, almost like a protocol, so to speak. I would do it multiple times a day. And it really helped my clear breathing. My Breathe was my oil that I used on my son, and he was dealing with seasonal threats, and I would use it in his diffuser as well. So if you have the actual oil, what I love about the touches is as you run out and run low, you can actually add the Pure Breathe oil to it and top it back up with fractionated coconut oil, and it's like having a brand new Breathe stick again. You can also apply this on the bottoms of the feet and put socks on, especially with littles, so you're not applying it over their sinuses. You can apply some pressure to kind of like the pad of the toe as you're applying it. If you've got littles with congestion or respiratory issues going on, applying a little pressure, that's kind of the pressure point for their respiratory and sinus system. So that's a good thing to do with them. Okay, I have a clip for you here from Dr. Brannick Riggs. Dr. Riggs is a board certified family practitioner and a member of the American Academy of Family Physicians. He is the vice president of education and at doTERRA and the chairman of the doTERRA's medical advisory board. So he knows his stuff. He's been around. And here's what he has to say about Breathe. He gets a little bit more, come on. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, there we go. Thought I was being all.
doTERRA Breathe Touch is an amazing oil with powerful chemistry. Peppermint with its menthol, laurel leaf, cardamom, eucalyptus, ravensara, and ravensara with 1/8 cineol, lemon that contains limonene, tea tree with terpenine and alpha pinene. This combination of oils promotes feelings of clear airways. I've found this blend to be helpful for many of the athletes I've taken care of over the years. When they apply this to the chest, back, or neck before a workout or competition, they find it gives them a feeling of easy breathing during the event. One of my first experiences with doTERRA Breathe Touch was with my own son. It was late in the evening, and we had just had a family campfire in the backyard fire pit. It was obvious that the smoke had caused him to be uncomfortable in his breathing. We applied doTERRA Breathe Touch to his back and chest and diffused doTERRA Breathe Blend where he could inhale deeply. After 10 to 15 minutes of this, he felt much clearer in his airways.
So yeah, pretty powerful testimony. His son was having difficulty breathing after being exposed to some of the smoke. And I found this with my kids as well. Like Breathe it's kind of one of those miracle oils that can really have a powerful reaction. So it's good to have on hand. So this next product I want to tell you about is one that you might not be expecting. It's oregano. Oregano is powerful, you guys, and it offers a wide array of benefits. So oregano provides powerful antioxidants when it's ingested. So you can take it internally, and I recommend putting it in a capsule. Oregano is a hot oil. It's high in phenols, so it can kind of cause that like burning sensation. And so you want to put it in a capsule when you take it. If you don't have a capsule and you really want to take it internally, you should just dilute it with about 4 ounces of like milk or nut milk. and something with a little bit of a fat to help dilute it. Some people will do it with water. I personally would recommend doing it with like a milk or a nut milk, something with a little fat in it to actually dilute it. I'll also mention that you can cook with this. So you can make like a pasta, and all you need is like a little toothpick tip of it. You can put a toothpick inside of it and just swirl it around in your pasta, in your like red sauce or soup or whatever you're making, pizza sauce, meat marinades. You can add it to, like, if you're making sausages, you can add it to that as well. So it packs a punch. You don't need a lot of it. And then you're going to take advantage of some of those internal benefits. You're going to get immune supporting benefits. And then those powerful antioxidants. I have used this for skin tags or warts. So the way I did, my son is, once you kind of pick up warts, you can be more prone to them. It's a viral infection. And so what I do is when I see one, or if they've got one, I'll put the oregano directly on it. And you can sometimes just be careful not to get it on the healthy skin, because it can irritate that healthy skin. So if it's kind of like a really smaller area, you can break off like a Q-tip and just use the hard part of it, dip it in some oregano and just spot treat that wart and cover it with a Band-Aid. Do that 2 times a day for 2 weeks and it will go away. It's pretty crazy. And then I like to like transition to something like frankincense or helichrysum and things to help it heal without scarring. But Dr. Riggs also did a really great video on oregano that I wanted to share with you. Come on. Come on. I thought I was being so cool with these YouTube videos embedded into my slideshow. Hang on. It's going to backfire. Play. There we go.
We all have oxidative stress. This is created by free radicals. Free radicals are oxygen-containing molecules with an uneven number of electrons, which allow these molecules to easily react to other molecules. This can cause a large chain reaction in our body that is often harmful. This is called oxidation. Antioxidants are molecules that can donate an electron to a free radical without making themselves unstable. In this way, the free radical becomes more stable and much less reactive. Oregano is largely made up of carvacrol, which is a powerful phenol. Carvacrol possesses antioxidant properties and can stabilize those free radicals we just talked about. Preclinical studies suggest oregano may have antioxidant properties, but more confirming clinical research is needed. It can be ingested via 1 drop in water or milk daily, and 2 or 3 drops can be taken every 8 to 12 hours. Remember, phenols can be uncomfortable and cause a reaction on skin when applied topically without a carrier oil. So if you're using oregano topically, please remember to dilute it.
And I'm just going to reiterate that heavily dilute oregano, like dilute it more than you would think. And then if you find that your skin is doing okay, you can, but I would say I usually do about 10 to 15 drops of oregano in a 10 ml roller and just top with coconut oil. That's kind of like what I do. Okay. On Guard Touch. I was so excited to see this in the BOGO box because it is just such another powerhouse oil. So a lot of immune support, a lot of antioxidant support you're getting in the box. So this is a combination, a really powerful supportive combination of wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary essential oil. For the touch version, so you'll know that the oils are touch when it says touch on there. Not all of our oils that come in a 10 ml roller are touch oils. So they're not all pre-diluted. So that's how you know the difference. So it's diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and it's going to be safe for the entire family to use. So babies on up to older people, they're made for, they're diluted in a way to be safe for skin sensitive people. And so I love all of them. I love that we have the Breathe. We have we have all the top 10 oils pre-diluted in a touch and several other oils pre-diluted in a touch roller. It's convenient. You can use it topically. You can take it on the go. You can hold it in your purse. You can put it on your chest. You can put it on the bottoms of your feet. You can roll it down the spine as often as needed. You will find a nice warming sensation with On Guard. I like to use On Guard sometimes if my hands get cold. You can put some On Guard on your hands and kind of create a nice warming sensation because it'll bring blood flow, and it's got some phenols in it as well. So you'll feel that warming. If you've got a sore throat, you can roll it on your throat, right onto your throat, and just use it throughout the day. I love the smell of On Guard as well. It's got that kind of fall vibes smell. On Guard is one of those oils that you want to use daily for daily immune support. And I love all of doTERRA's On Guard products because you can use them and then passively receive the benefits of On Guard. It's our protective blend. So it's going to protect us, protect our immune system, protects our cells, protect us from environmental threats. So it's a really great oil to have in all the products, the toothpaste, the mouthwash, the laundry detergent, right? You're going to passively receive those benefits. It's a great oil for oral health as well. And On Guard Touch is actually, I used it directly on my son when he was teething. So a little mom hack there. The clove is quite numbing. And so if you've got kids that are teething, you can just take a little bit on your finger and roll it on their gums. I did add to this slide that little fourth grade science project. He took a swab and he swabbed his chicken coop and he tested the On Guard oil against Clorox D, Lysol, and then a control group. And you can just see the power of On Guard in there. There's a huge zone of inhibition, very little bacteria, mold, whatever he swabbed from that chicken coop, very little of it grew. So very powerful oil. I was really excited to see it in the box. We're going to switch gears a little bit from talking about how you can use essential oils to care for yourself to how you can use them to care for your environment. So remember we talked about that. I'm just going to go back real quick and remind you all of the wellness pyramid. So we have eating right, exercising, rest, so sleep and stress management, and then reducing the toxin load. So some of these oils that we were talking about fell into the informed self-care area, right? So we were able to reach for them as needed for immune support. And then this next one, lemon oil, of course, it's going to be a great cleanser for our environment. It's also a great cleanser for your body as well. So the two next essential oils I'm going to talk about is lemon and tea tree, and they both have very strong purifying and cleansing properties. So those are great oils to use for green cleaning. And because doTERRA essential oils are pure and potent, it only takes a small amount to really make an impactful and you have big results with it, right? So this is a very cost-effective way of bringing oils into your home that are going to have side benefits to actually clean your home. So you're not bringing in those toxins that have side effects, right? You can use lemon to freshen the air in your home. You can diffuse it. You can add it to your water. I love adding lemon to my water. It's one of my go-tos to put in my water. Just make sure you're using glass or stainless steel. You don't want to put it in like a plastic bottle or anything like that because it will leach the plastic. Lemon oil is it helps support our body's natural detoxification process. So our body naturally will detoxify, and it does that through sweating, through breathing, peeing, and pooping. Okay. And so lemon oil is going to support your kidneys and your liver to help detoxify. It's actually a great oil to grab for coughs. It'll help with fat digestion. It stimulates lymphatic drainage, which is another part of our detoxification process. I love using lemon oil on blemishes as well. I live in Seattle, so I don't really have to worry a lot about sun, but keep in mind that lemon oil is photosensitive. So if you put it on topically on your face and go out in the sun, you're going to burn. So grab another oil, tea tree. You can use tea tree instead of lemon if you live in the tropical or it's summer. And it's also a powerful antioxidant. So just like oregano, Dr. Riggs talked about oregano being a powerful antioxidant. Lemon oil is also a powerful antioxidant. And you can use it to cook with as well. So anytime a recipe calls for the rind of a lemon or lemon zest, you can use a drop or two of lemon oil as a replacement for that. It's fabulous. You can do that with wild orange as well. So tea tree is renowned for its cleansing and rejuvenating effects on the skin. It's an amazing skin oil. It's also a great oil to use to purify your home and freshen the air. It's a great one to add to your spray or to the areas that are going to be more prone to mold. It has really high antifungal properties. And so tea tree is a great oil to use in cleaning products, especially things like showers and bathrooms that are a little bit more prone to moisture and mold. You can add it to shampoo for healthy scalp. If you've got like a dry, flaky, dandruffy scalp, tea tree is a great one to add to that. And you can use it right out of the bottle for blemishes or irritated skin as well. I like it combined with lavender because lavender has such soothing properties, and then tea tree has this like antiseptic type of effect. And you'll notice if you do add it to your skin or your scalp, you'll get like a tea tree tingle is what I call it. And don't be alarmed. That's it's a common result with tea tree. Okay. Remember when I said at the beginning of the class that there's no substitute for eating right, exercising, and getting proper sleep? This is especially important for your emotional and your mental health. So your mental and physical health are deeply connected. Choices that promote excellent physical health also reap rewards in our mental health. So anytime we address mental health, we're going to be automatically addressing physical health. Anytime we're addressing our physical health, we're going to be improving our mental health. So managing stress and emotional challenges in a healthy, productive way will absolutely affect our long-term physical health. So anytime we neglect either our physical or our mental health, it'll drag us down, right? But if we nurture and devote our efforts to positively affecting both, which is the best approach, right? It's the best way to maximize how these two areas lift and support each other. And here are some thoughts from Dr. Riggs on this topic. I love him. Come on. Let's just take a minute to. You can do it. You can do it. There.
Maintaining good physical health helps us maintain our mental health. And doing things to help us maintain our mental health will help us maintain our physical health. Mental and physical health are intricately connected and have influence over each other. What might this look like? We might start with something as simple as breathing. Sit up straight right now and take a deep breath in and then blow it out. One more time now. This is a simple way to help with our mental health. Sometimes when we experience occasional mild stress or anxiousness, we actually forget how to breathe. We may find ourselves holding our breath or breathing too shallowly. Learning mindfulness can help us be more present in our lives. Meditative practices can have great mental health benefits, but studies also show it impacts our physical health as well. Getting out in nature has incredible benefits. Japan has a practice called Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing in English, where spending time being present in nature has incredible wellness benefits to our physical health and our mental outlook on life. Try to eat healthy, balanced meals. Sometimes when we're experiencing occasional mild stress, we reach for foods that won't help our bodies be healthy. Try to remember that our bodies and minds need good nutrients to support the health of both. Care for your body by exercising regularly. Take breaks from watching, listening, or reading the news, including what's on social media. Studies have correlated mental health and physical health benefits to media fasting, and those effects can last for up to 3 months after the fast. Connect with others and talk with those you trust about your feelings. As it turns out, social media and screens are a poor substitute for real life conversation with real people. Lastly, help and serve others. I know it may sound difficult to do if we're having a hard time ourselves, but we feel better when we're helping others feel better. So find someone in your community who needs a little help and serve big.
I just love that so much, especially coming out of the last 2 years that have been really difficult for a lot of people, right? And I think our mental health has been neglected. And with that, our physical health has taken a toll as well. And we have such powerful tools right at our fingertips that can help support both, right? And it's just being a little bit more mindful and intentional with our practices. So big topic here, rest and stress management. So sleep is one of the most underrated elements of health. You need sleep, I need sleep. We all need both quality and quantity. So when taking stock of your sleep routine, ask yourselves a few questions. Do I put my smartphone, my laptop, and other devices away, or is it like right there on my desktop, on my nightstand? Do I put them away at least an hour before bed? Do I have an evening routine to unwind, to wind down that I perform consistently? Or if you've got children, do they have a routine that you help create for them consistently before bed? Do I go to bed and wake up at approximately the same time each morning and each night? Is my bedding and room temperature comfortable? Is my room dark enough? These are all like important factors, right, to consider. So what I'm going to share with you now are some helpful natural tools that can support you in your efforts to get the restful sleep that you require. Here's one of my favorite oils lately. I don't know this. I've been so drawn to Serenity. It's in my bubble diffuser. Have you guys seen this yet? By the way, they're dropping tomorrow. So FYI. So it's been in my bubble diffuser, and I've just been spraying my whole house with it because I've been obsessed with it. It's our restful blend. I like diffusing it throughout the day. I just feel like it's great for anxious feelings, for I tend to like kind of work myself up a little bit lately. So it's just been like my go-to oil. So a lot of those questions I just asked are related to the environment in which you sleep. doTERRA Serenity is the ultimate essential oil for creating a relaxing bedtime environment. It's like a gorgeous combination of lavender, cedarwood, hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla bean, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So just beautiful oils, a beautiful blend. I recommend diffusing this as you're getting ready for bed, like start diffusing it or get your bubble diffuser out and turn it on blast because it'll literally fill your entire bedroom. And then you can actually set it to, you can have, if you've got a diffuser, you can have it go throughout the night as well. It's just such a beautiful and calming aroma. Other ways I love to use this is you could do a few drops in an Epsom salt bath in the evening. You can also apply it topically to the bottoms of your feet. Apply it to the big toe. The big toe is oh my gosh, my mind is not working. It's like the reflexology. That's the word. The reflexology point, area of the brain. So it's going to help quiet the brain. You can massage it into the feet of your children as well and kind of create a nice routine for them as well. And it can be really nice to just take a couple of nice deep breaths before bed with the leftover blend that you have in your hands and just really let that sink in. So it's a really, really beautiful blend. In the diffuser, I actually like to add some wild orange to it as well. I love, those are my unattended children. They're going to get some serenity here real soon. I love adding the wild orange to it because I like the citrus blended with the lavender sweet. I personally, it's my favorite. So balance is another essential oil that is just masterfully transforms your environment. It is a combination of spruce, hoewood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. So lots of florals and lots of wood oils in there. It's also in a base of fractionated coconut oil. So this oil is ready to go on like out of the bottle. It's pre-diluted for you, right? It's one of the only ones that comes like this, pre-diluted, because it's intended to be put on out of the bottle. So it creates a grounding, harmonious atmosphere. It has this like really airy, fresh, sweet, kind of woodsy aroma. And you can use it the exact same way I suggested using the Serenity. And I would actually suggest using Balance more in the mornings. You can use it morning and night. But Balance is going to do, it's going to mimic you. I don't know if you remember Dr. Riggs talking about the forest bathing and the effects that has on people. It's meant to mimic the effects of grounding and forest bathing. So you can apply it to the bottoms of your feet. You can diffuse it into the air, take some nice deep breaths. You can use Balance throughout the day. I love making a roller blend with Balance. And if you tend to have anxious feelings, add a couple drops of Melissa to that. The two together are magic and really amazing for anxious feelings. And you can just use that throughout the day. Balance is pretty powerful. There's Dr. Hill, who is in charge of the medical advisory board, did a little study, so to speak, below. And what he did is he drew blood of participants prior to just inhaling Balance oil. So these are their red blood cells here. And I can probably make this a little bigger. These are their red blood cells here. And you can see that they're all coiled and kind of stuck together. And then what he did is he had them deep breathe Balance and drew their blood 30 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry. He applied the Balance to the individual's foot. I misspoke. So he applied it to the bottoms of their feet and then took their blood 30 seconds later. And you can see how these red blood cells are actually how they're supposed to look. They're not supposed to be clumped together. They're moving freely. So now these red blood cells can actually oxygenate us better. And so you're going to see when our red blood cells are functioning properly, they're able to bring nutrients and healing. Our red blood cells are in charge of carrying oxygen to our body throughout our entire body. And you can just imagine like the benefits that would bring if you have red blood cells that are functioning properly. I've seen this also done with lemon oil. And I think that there are lots of oils that can give this effect. Oh, my kids are really going at it. Okay. Our next oil is lavender oil. So there's a reason lavender and there's a reason Serenity and lavender oil specifically has been used and cherished for centuries. And it's because of its amazing aroma of like this powdery, floral, light, and just lovely smell that lavender is. Lavender is one of the primary ingredients in Serenity. And of course, you can use it the same way as Serenity and as Balance. But the lovely thing about lavender on its own is that you can take it internally as well. And when taken internally, lavender helps promote a peaceful sleep. You can add put a drop or two under your tongue. You can put a drop in warm water for a bedtime tea, or you can put it in a veggie capsule. Lavender oil also helps soothe and relax the mind when it's used internally. And when we talk about internalizing oil, I can only speak to doTERRA essential oils, and that's because of the quality and the actual, it's pharmaceutical grade. I had to add these two slides from Dr. Oscathorpe. He is on the board of medical directors as well, and he's in charge of all of the research that doTERRA is doing. And he spoke at convention, and I'm just going to read what he said. So he basically came out and was like, we now have pharmaceutical grade lavender, and it is the gold standard to which all other lavender oils are compared. 2/3 of lavender oils on the market today are highly adulterated and of poor quality. Due to the nature of essential oil supply chains, even the third that occasionally finds the middlemen to sell them a good essential oils, they have no such guarantee on future purchases. doTERRA has cracked the code to consistency. So doTERRA shows high quality, consistent results with multiple batches over multiple years. You have to understand this. This is why I'm here. This is Dr. O speaking. I cannot do medical human-based clinical science until we can be consistent, and we are. We've cracked the code to consistency by producing pure and consistent lavender oil year to year, batch to batch, despite the inherent consistency of Mother Nature. So other manufacturers who don't control their supply chains as we do, as doTERRA does, and who don't have a worldwide growth cultivation pattern as doTERRA does, are at the mercy of local Mother Nature. So I'm not sure if y'all realize what he's saying here, but he's saying that what we've done is incredible. We can actually do long-term research with our oils, because one drop of lavender today is going to have the same or nearly the same constituents and chemical makeup as a lavender 4 years from now, right? So we can do 4, 5, 6, 7-year studies with the same oil because it's going to be consistent. Other oil companies haven't been able to secure this consistency because they either get them in different places, the weather pattern changes and changes the way that the oil is, and doTERRA's figured it out. And I am so excited to be able to have access to such amazing oils, right? Especially with just coming from the medical community and knowing how important evidence-based practice is. This allows us to create evidence-based practice. I have another video for you guys. Here's Dr. Riggs chatting on lavender. Yeah, Victoria is saying we are the only essential oil company at this level. It's spot on, and that's why Dr. O has stayed with doTERRA. While this loads, Dr. O's background is he's an infectious disease. He's a pediatric infectious disease doctor. So he's allopathically trained, Western medicine trained, and has partnered with doTERRA. Come on, you can do this, Dr. Riggs. There we go.
Lavender essential oil is a staple in anyone's home. It's so incredibly versatile. Lavender comprises linalool and linalool acetate. This amazing chemistry is so helpful in supporting a good night's sleep. It supports not through causing the sleep part of the brain to take over, but by relaxing the waking part of the brain, allowing our natural sleep cycle to take over. Lavender has been shown to help ease feelings of occasional anxiousness or stress. We can use lavender oil to help create a calm, serene atmosphere. The beauty of lavender is it can be used in multiple ways. It can be taken internally with 2 or 3 drops in tea or water, or on its own. It can be diffused by a bedside throughout the night, or it can be applied topically to the bottom of the feet or on the chest or neck, where you can smell it. Lavender has great place within our home because of the versatility and the ways that it can be used to help you and your family.
Love lavender. It's one of those oils that has grown on me. I actually wasn't a huge fan of lavender when I started using essential oils. I found it was too sweet, and now it's almost like my body craves it. So I love it. Okay, moving on. If you all got the box and you found this bottle of pills in there. You're like, huh, what do I do with this? I thought I was getting oils, right? Let me tell you about this bottle of pills because it's pretty amazing. These are adaptive capsules that you now have. Adaptive capsules are going to help promote calm and positive feelings. It's going to be a great way to support mood and help improve your state of mind. It was formulated for the mental health crisis that we're having. Okay. So just keep that in mind. It will help when you're acclimating to new surroundings and adapting to stressful situations, hence the name. It's going to help encourage relaxation. It's going to help support cognitive function and emotional balance. It's going to help sustain attention as well, focus, and it's going to help promote a mental well-being. So you can take this daily. If you are already taking something for anxious feelings or for mood, this is a great thing to start working with your doctor or practitioner to help incorporate into your routine and possibly even wean off some of it. I've had lots of customers wean off of their medicine, working with their provider to do that. Okay. You can't just stop taking what you're taking. So definitely work with your provider on that. And you should find a provider that's willing to work with you on that. If they're not, I would highly encourage you to find somebody that will support the goals that you have for your health as well, right? So you can take this daily internally. You can take it twice a day as well. It's also a really great one to use for sleep. I find that if you're one of those people that stays up and kind of thinks, you got a lot of chatter, it helps really calm the chatter down before bed. So it's a really great one to take to support sleep right before bed. It won't make you sleepy, but it will help you relax so that you can sleep. Some of us are just so high strung. This kind of helps bring us down a notch. So I'm going to talk about a couple of the key ingredients in here. Lavender is actually another key ingredient in here. It combines the soothing benefits of specially selected essential oils that have been clinically studied. So these capsules are one of the best tools available to help manage the effects of just everyday tension, anxious feelings, uneasiness, and worry naturally. This is all natural. So it contains lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel, along with scaledium, GABA, and ahi flower. So scaledium is a botanical extract. It comes from a succulent plant found in South Africa known as Kana. Scaledium is also responsibly sourced, which I love about doTERRA. Nothing we source is going to be willy-nilly. It's responsibly sourced from a sustainable supply. It has a very unique phytochemical ingredient that brings us this feeling of alert serenity. So this like alertness, but still calm and collected, right? So this extract helps support healthy emotional responses to everyday stressors and promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. It also helps balance healthy levels of mood stabilizing hormones. It helps improve cognitive function while also combating nervousness. And then we have GABA. GABA is a quieting neurotransmitter. It stands for gamma aminobutyric acid. It's a neurotransmitter in our brain. I like to think of it as the brakes of the brain. So remember I was telling you about that extra chatter, this helps quiet that down, slow it down, slows our thoughts down so that they're collected and not scattered. It has a natural comforting effect and helps reduce feelings of apprehension, fear, by decreasing the neuronal excitability. And then it has the effect of shifting the brain and body into lower gear. So it's like the brakes, lowering it down by inhibiting that neural activity. The ahi flower is found both naturally wild and is cultivated for its precious seed. With each bloom only producing up to 4 seeds. So it's really precious. So these seeds are pressed to produce a really amazing, superior omega rich oil that is, it's like a higher quality and quantity of omegas than any other seed oil. So omega oils are quite powerful for coating the myelin sheath of our brain and helping reduce anxious feelings. My cousin Simona, some of you might have seen her, but she used to be the chief nursing officer of a psych hospital. And the first thing they would do for all patients is they would put them on a fish oil. Every patient that would come in, they would get a fish oil. And it's because of its ability to really calm the brain, calm the nervous system. And it's the omega oil, the omegas in that fish oil that does that. So this is a really powerful way to get omegas. Okay. One of the most powerful benefits of essential oils is how they can affect your environment. So each one offers a very unique aroma, and that aroma can have such a special impact on your space. So I'm going to highlight 4 examples that are in the box. It's going to be Air X, Peppermint Touch, Beautiful Touch, and Citrus Bloom. So Air X is a really beautiful blend of Litsea, tangerine, grapefruit, frankincense, and cardamom. It has an intense citrusy aroma. It's also woodsy and a little bit of faint. You'll catch some herbal notes as well. So Air X is designed to freshen the air when it's diffused. This was an oil that was used a lot in China, where the air quality was very poor. And it was something you would diffuse every day with that poor air quality. So I loved having this when we had fires nearby. It was something that was going in our humidifier and our diffusers continually to just help with the purification of the air. It's refreshing. It also has a little sweetness to it, so it just smells great. It's one of the oils I'll go to after I cook a heavy meal as well. It just does a really great job of kind of deodorizing the air, I feel like. So it gives a really refreshing and just fresh atmosphere. I love this because you can also take it internally. All of the oils that I mentioned are safe for internal use. And so you can take it internally for respiratory support. So if you have any respiratory things come up, you can put some in a capsule, you can put some in water. It doesn't taste bad. It actually tastes quite pleasant. So you can just take that in internally. It's also great when you can put in like the corner of your shower as you're showering. It'll just wake you up and invigorate you and cleans the air in the shower too. Peppermint, again, this is one of a touch oils. It has the touch sign up there. So it's peppermint diluted with fractionated coconut oil. It's a great one to use for topical application. It has a lot to offer aromatically as well, right? And we can get those benefits by just putting some in our hands and breathing it in. You're going to get feelings of energy and alertness. It's going to wake you up. The aroma itself helps breathe new energy into the environment around you as well. So if you have slow mornings and sluggish afternoons, you can help kind of shift that gear with peppermint oil. I love using this if I'm feeling hot or overheated, or if my children are having a little bit of, if their body temperature is a little bit elevated, you can roll this down the spine, bottoms of the feet, and just help bring that down. Now it's not going to break any fevers. And really, we don't want to do that when our fevers are our body's first line of defense. So we want it to do its thing. What we want to do is try and provide some comfort to the discomfort that comes along with it, right? It's a great one to use for tension. You can apply topically to the temples, across your hairline, back of your neck. Again, you're going to get that nice cooling sensation. It's also a great one for any bug bites or like after sun care. You can apply topically directly out of the bottle. Beautiful Touch. So we were given Beautiful Touch at a convention several years ago, and I fell in love with it. It is our captivating blend, and it really is that. It's quite captivating. It is a blend of distilled lime, osmanthus, bergamot, and frankincense. So it's very citrusy, light, uplifting. It helps promote an uplifting and harmonious atmosphere. It's the perfect non-toxic perfume, little perfume stick, that if you may call it that. It's pre-diluted, ready to go. You can carry it in your purse, and just use it as a nice way to make you smell nice, non-toxically, right? Citrus Bloom. This is another one of my favorite aromas, and I love this because I can diffuse it too. Not only do I have it in a non-toxic perfume roller, I actually made a little perfume out of it too with a little spray bottle. But this is a springtime blend. It's a blend of citrus, of wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, Roman chamomile, and magnolia. It's beautiful, you guys. It's so feminine and so beautiful. So the fresh light scent of both citrus and floral oils in this blend brings the familiar feelings and fragrance of spring. The citrus oils will offer a bright, uplifting tone at the same time as the bloom floral oils, providing this calming and relaxing scent. So you're kind of getting that yin yang effect. Citrus Bloom is going to soothe and balance the atmosphere into one that's focused and tranquil. Citrus Bloom will help fill your heart and home with an aroma that's gentle, welcoming, and joyful. And that's it for the oils, you guys. And I want to leave off with one of my favorite things about doTERRA. And if you don't know, doTERRA is committed to sourcing the best and helping the most. We do that through an initiative called Co-Impact Sourcing. Sourcing the best and helping the most means that we source pure essential oils in the way that's sustainable, ethical, and responsible for individuals and communities around the globe, as well as for the environment. So doTERRA cuts out the middlemen so they can pay farmers and harvesters fair wages, on-time wages, and we develop long-term partnerships with them. And it also means that they can monitor an essential oil purity right at the source, which is super important. So this is just a short little co-impact sourcing video on vetiver. Vetiver is one of the oils in our Serenity. And see if I can get it played. Come on. Come on. We source vetiver in Haiti. And it's a really deep root. I'm obsessed with the smell of vetiver. If you have trouble sleeping, vetiver is a really great oil to go to. It's very, very thick and viscous coming out of the bottle. We do get vetiver in a touch now. It's brand new. It's just released at Leadership. Come on. There we go.
Having kids walk for an hour and a half to go get a single gallon of water, it's not an easy task. We have new wells being drilled, and in a short time, they will have access to potable water, which is like gold now in Haiti.
So yeah, when you have time, you can go to YouTube and just type in doTERRA Co-Impact Sourcing and watch all the different co-impact sourcing videos on different oils that we source. Most of our oils come from third world countries, and we've created these beautiful partnerships where we're benefiting on both sides of the bottle, right? So I know that when I'm using an oil here, it's serving and benefiting somebody in another country it's very needed, right? And so I love that. It's one of my favorite things about doTERRA. And I'm going to open it up to any questions anybody might have. Peek at the no questions. You're muted.
Of just saying, great class. I love how you inserted the videos of Dr.
I know.
Briggs. You're gonna have to let me in on your secret.
Yeah, there's a little button.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great, great, great class. I'm gonna want the video, the recording, so that I can share that with a few people who couldn't make it that got the box. There go my household of kids.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but you did such a great job.
Oh, thank you,
Man.
Amy.
Yeah, you're so knowledgeable. I love just listening and I always get a nugget, no matter how many times I hear.
I love it. I love what I do. All right. Thank you guys for showing up live, and for those watching the recording, thank you. And if you have any questions, just reach out to the person that invited you or shared this video with you. Mwah.
Thank you. Happy Good Friday,
Thank
Tara.